Yo guys, what's going on? It's Duel Unlocked here, and today we're going to be doing a tier list with the new box. It is a pretty early tier list, so we'll probably see some change, especially when the selection box comes. We're going to go with what we know for now, where I think the decks are going to be, and all of that. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. So, I'm going to go ahead and start off with the pickup box that we got, or the deck build box we got recently. So, the first deck that we got was gonna be, we got the Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon, which enabled us a deck with Dragon Link. It's a very fun deck. I think it's a cog deck. I don't think it's like gonna be doing anything in tournaments, but it could if some of the decks get on the lower power scale. Speedroid's got some support. I think it could potentially be some high rogue. I don't think it's gonna be tier list, but it does have some nice. The new support's a nice little buff for the deck. Another deck that's very similar to the Speedroids is going to be a Wind Witch. I think Wind Witch is also high rogue. If it can go turn one, it has like Necrofusion plays and all that as well. It can be like really strong. So I don't mind that. I'm gonna go and put a few decks into the cog. Time Thief, Unchained, also cog. I think Ancient Warriors are probably right here. They're good. They have a good turn one, but I think like in this meta, it's not really gonna be too competitive. Red Eye Zombie High Rogue. Next up we have Odd Eyes High Rogue. Now PKs. I think PKs are a cog deck. I'm sorry, Hunter. But same with Raid Raptors. I don't think that's gonna be there. Uh, Shiranui, I think, is also high rogue. When they have access to the same star, it's always going to be very annoying to deal with. Of course, Sharks, another high rogue deck. They do have access to Dweller, which Dweller does stop a lot of the other decks like Shadol's and potentially Tri Brigade. Dragoonity, if you guys checked out, haven't seen the newest video, make sure you guys go check it out. I think it's got some really good potential. Its turn one is really crazy. It has the turn two with the quick play spell. The only problem, of course, is the hand traps, but they can find a way to play around hand traps, or if your opponent doesn't open a hand trap, then their board can go insane. Next up, Dark Fluid's another high rogue deck. You know, Juan just shows the power of the deck. He's always topping tournaments with it, so you know you gotta respect it. Uh, True Draco is also high rogue. If not, like it's like bottom high rogue, but I think it's high rogue. It just is an annoying deck to face. They always get like infinite card advantage. You know, it's definitely up there. Like I'm almost willing to put it down here, but yeah, I think I'll put it down to the top of cog. But it's like borderline on the high rogue status. So now we get into the. We'll go and go into the decks that we already know. I still think Predaplant is going to be up there with the tier one. I don't think it's going to be moving from its status yet, but we'll see as the meta progresses. Predaplant's still really good, has a kaiju, of course, like, you know, the skill's insane, free searches for days. I think that's going to stay there. I think Leerless is still really good, going to be tier 2 still. It can definitely win games versus the top tier decks. I mean, when you take no damage and you can attack directly, like you don't care about their monsters at all, and attack into their monsters with you know, whatever Elixirs is, I forget what it's called, but that makes it to where both players take damage. You can at least force a draw, and if you have 9 gil, you can win just by attacking into like 3,000 monsters. Um, let's go. Mayakashi would be a high rogue deck. Always gonna be like up there. Ghostrix, I think, is also going to stay tier 2. I think Ghostrix might actually move up a little bit. I don't know if I would quite put it above Birds. It's like almost there. Both of these decks are a little bit nerfed in their power level, and I think Predaplant's nerf isn't as bad as these two, but... So that's why Predaplant stays in the tier 1. 4 is going to go to tier 3, alongside the Infernoble Knight floor. Being able to stop targeting effects completely is crazy. Of course, the floor skill is crazy. No other explanation for that. Star Ceres, I think, is also tier 2. Star Ceres, like, unresponsible Deltaros pop, it's still insane. They have access to Dweller, which would stop some of the new decks as well. Also stops the Predaplant a little bit with Dweller. There you go. Oh, Hieratics. Yeah, this is the other deck in the pickup box, which is the... It's just a mean deck, to be honest. It can cog, but it's gonna be such a rough cog, I think. They need, like, a better skill, honestly. Like, the Druidity skill got some support and made it, like, fine, which put it up, like, a few status. If it wasn't for the other parts, Druidity would have maybe be bottom of cog, if not meme. So, keep that in mind. Shaddoll is also going to be tier 3. Shaddoll being able to make Winda, Floodgate. The only problem, of course, is going to be... we'll see, like, of course, the Predaplants have the counter, but I don't think I'm going to mind Predaplants. I think Shaddoll's actually going to struggle with heroes more, because of the Super Poly, and then, like, the Infinite Destruction, all sorts of that type of stuff. Rockets! I think Rockets are also tier 3. I'm almost, like, tempted to see if Rockets fall off a little bit, but I think they'll still be there. If not, like, I could see them dropping down, but not quite. Cyber Dragons, like, I have them close. I have them close to tier 3. Like, if it wasn't for the new decks, I think I might put them up, like, to the next level, but not quite there, unfortunately. I think... okay, so now let's go into get into new decks here. Shaddoll Invoke, I think, is going to be just a little bit less powerful than Shaddoll. I'm just going to put Invoke there. So I think it's still going to be tier 3 worthy. But it's just a little bit of a different variation, so it's nice to see Shaddoll Invoke. So do keep that in mind. It might be a little bit less consistent, though, than pure Shaddoll, so we'll see if that's the way that they decide to run it. Dragon Maid, it's like almost tier 3 worthy. Like, the skill, I don't think it's going to be able to quite compete with the meta. I think it's going to be just missing, to be honest. So I think it's going to be a little bit short. Honestly, maybe Maya could go down a tad. If not there, yeah. Alright. And then, of course, we have... I think this is going to be the best deck. So from left to right is the order, I think, of the decks. I mean, tier 2 is pretty much, like, pretty equal. Tier 1, I think heroes are going to be the best deck in the format. Like, especially when Rainbow Neos comes out. We'll see about the selection box and what's in the selection box, but... I mean, if nothing, like, broken comes out in the selection box, then heroes are going to be insane. They're going to get more support with the Rainbow Neos. Rainbow Neos is an insane card. They can just shuffle back their opponent's entire field, so they don't care about the Nightingale protection and all that kind of stuff. They won't be able to do any damage. They can also shuffle the entire your opponent's grave. Like, it's going to be... I can't wait for Rainbow Neos. It's my favorite card, so... Even though the hero skill's insane, maybe a little too insane, it is what it is. Striker, I still think it's tier 3. I think Striker might be on the weaker end of tier 3, alongside, like, I think Rockets and Striker could move down from tier 3 status, but I don't think it's quite there. Unfortunately, so. Now, I think Crystal Beast could manage to get up to tier 3. The reason why I think Crystal Beast can get up to tier 3 is because of their inboard. They can end on a Dweller. And that Dweller plus, like, their Tribute, and they can end on, like, multiple disruptions. So even the Super Poly won't deal with it completely, as well as the Kaiju from the Predaplants, and then Dweller is also going to put in some work versus those decks. So Crystal Beast, I think, is going to be tier 3. I just don't think enough people are playing the deck because they don't have the Jessie to level 45. I think we'll see if this holds true. And I think you also want, like, as many Crystal Beast URs as you can get. So there's another thing there as well. So I'm not too high on Tri-Brigade. I think it's probably around here. And then I would probably put like Bird Up Tri-Brigade here. So I'm just gonna put Shadol invoked there so you can see. So I don't think it's quite the thing with Tri-Brigade is I feel like it doesn't have the craziest turn one. It can lose to things like, I mean, they're gonna have to be dealing with Super Poly from the heroes, the Kaiju from the Predaplants. Shadol set with a full board of setup. Like, I feel like it's gonna struggle in this meta. I don't think it has any tournament tops. We'll take a quick here, a real quick look here at the top decks. Let me take a look at the tournaments here. Doesn't even have to be Striker, it could just be any deck. Alright, let me just pull up top deck speed. We're gonna look up to the tournaments. We can see that Tri-Brigade has no tournament tops. Neither does Crystal Beast, but I do think Crystal Beast can get there. It just has super little entry in tournaments. I think a lot of people are entering with Tri-Brigade. I think so far, unless there's like a different build, it looks like the Bird Up is a little bit better. But we'll see, chat, we'll see. Let me know what you guys think of the tier list. What would you move? What would you change? I know I missed out on a little bit more decks than usual, so if I miss out on your deck, let me know where you think your deck should rank. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Till then, peace out.